All right, this is a video of the 9 different outreach methods for you to get copywriting clients, a lot of which I have done myself. And so I'm just going to take you through the whole long list of different outreach methods to just simplify it into one video. So if that is of interest, I'd recommend watching this entire thing. This is a very important video. So the 9 different ways, I'm going to start off with the first one that you can do to get clients is word of mouth. So I'm actually going to tie these in together with word of mouth and network. But for example, I actually booked my first meeting, it was actually an in-person meeting with this local marketing company in my area. Essentially, I just asked him, I said, yo man, currently doing some setting and closing for digital products. Do you have any more info on setting and closing? I then sent him a voice message saying something like, I'm just also curious, what are your KPIs? Give me a bit more information. The main takeaway from this message is that I was curious. I was a curious person just genuinely asking, could you give me some more information on this piece of your business? And I mean, instantly, if you skip over here, he said, yo, send me your phone number. I want to schedule you for a phone interview. I ended up getting this job and we were working together for a little bit. I ended up wanting to go my own separate route, but this is a perfect example of how to get clients with word of mouth. And again, and I say word of mouth because this was recommended to me by someone else. And it came from my network. And just to quickly go over network, this is on Discord. And a lot of you watching this know people on school. You know people on Discord, on Instagram, on Twitter. Reach out to them if they have a business. I mean, you can see here, this guy actually came to me, but I had been kind of going back and forth, just kind of hinting at the fact that I had a service I could help him with. And he asked me for my rates and I told him $100 a month, which is nothing. And you can just see, how minuscule something like this could go. And this is when I was first starting many years ago. I was doing something besides copywriting, but it stemmed from my network. It stemmed from a conversation I'd often have with this person, and he wanted to hire me. So network and word of mouth, I'm telling you, even if it's in person or on LinkedIn, reach out to everybody that you know and just try to be genuinely interested in what they're doing and what business they have. Because again, I got hired from this guy and I got hired by this marketing company doing over probably 50 to 100K per month. So again, those two, do not leave them out of the picture. They are very important that you at least give them a try. Next up, this is my bread and butter. This is what has killed for me, that being Upwork. For those that don't really know what Upwork is, essentially it is a freelancing website where you can pretty much pay to apply to a job and then get interviewed by that business owner. So there are literally thousands of jobs being posted on this website every single day. And what happened for me is I sent 15 proposals every single day and I got a client within less than a month, less than 30 days. You can do the same as long as you're following a good outreach strategy, as long as you understand basic human psychology and how to structure an outreach method. To summarize, start with their first name, start with a business, tell them how fast you can deliver them results and what results you can deliver them, and then end with a question. Something like, PS, do you have some more content? Do you have some emails, some copywriting content I could check out? Would love to take a look. It's simple as that. And that is really a simplified version of the structure I followed for my Upwork proposals. Now, I'm sure people are like, well, can you give me some more information on that? I'd recommend just snooping around my Twitter. It should be in the description. But I mean, you can see I give you feedback. I give you advice that I wish I knew about when I first started. So it'd probably be a good place to start. But again, you don't have to. Just steal as much information as you possibly can. I'd recommend the Twitter that will be in this description and the school community. Those are the only 2 places I'd look. Don't recommend my Instagram because it's a bit different information. So again, Upwork is king. I've generated like over $5,000 now from Upwork alone. So it get good at it because it will pay you huge rewards, not only in the short term, but long term as well. It's an easy avenue for me to get clients. Next up is email. So this, in my opinion, is a bit more difficult, and it requires definitely even more upfront cost as opposed to something like Upwork. With email, you have to buy domains, you have to buy sometimes proxies, softwares, tools, all sorts of things. And as you can see, I'm warming up emails to send a new email campaign. This is very expensive, and same thing as far as the outreach message itself goes. You want to start first name or business name, how you can deliver them X results in X amount of time, ending with a question, something along the lines of that. Same thing for email, but again, I would say do email once you have your Upwork profile situated. That's how I would play things a bit differently. If I could go back, I'd say start on Upwork and then move to email and kind of have your Upwork money fund your email marketing campaigns. That is probably some of the best advice I wish I knew when I first started, but it definitely takes a lot of learning and a lot of experience. Other thing as well, I recommend having some sort of coach or mentor to assist you through the whole email campaign avenue, because it can get difficult. There are tons of problems that will come up. So just giving you a heads up, I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money trying to figure out emails. Be very careful. That is your warning. Again, with network, if you have a Discord, if you have a school community, a Twitter, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, whatever it may be, just reach out and start conversations. Approach it not with the idea or the concept that you're trying to sell someone. Don't pitch them. Instead, just be genuinely interested in their business. If I remember correctly with this client, one of my first clients ever, he just really didn't have the time to write copy. And so I said, well, how about you just pay me a couple bucks a month and I'll take care of that for you. And that is exactly what happened. And that's, again, what I recommend anyone watching this, do that as well. Next up, so this is actually pretty cool. So there's job websites out there as well that are looking to hire. And like, just to give you an example, like I'll go to copywriting jobs, copywriter jobs near me, just on Google. I'm in San Diego, California, so I'm just kind of taking a look. Like, there's tons and tons of jobs paying $20 to $25 an hour. This job right here is paying a full-time salary to be a copywriter. So next up is the communities. They're similar to your network, but go join different communities. You can find things like in the school. I mean, there's 600 members in this community that will be linked in the description. If you click it, you can see a list of a ton of different potential people that you would maybe, one, work with, but two, see what groups they're in and check those out. As you can see, the 4D copywriting community with over 46,000 people in it. That is a great place to not only network, but also maybe find some information, find some jobs, and just use just be sure to use something like School, because it's super easy and a simplified version to network with people. Just use something like School because it's a great way to not only network, but also find clients on here. And if you want to really, abuse the whole School system, go over to the Discover Communities tab, and you can just type in something like copywriting and see what pops up. There's tons and tons of different options that popped up here. For the next method, I would recommend looking, or at least trying, to cold call. When I first started this whole business journey, I was cold calling over on my YouTube channel. I have another channel which will also be linked in the description, but you can see here, I said what 4 weeks of cold calling looks like. This is what 3 weeks of cold calling looks like, 2 weeks experience cold calling. And I uploaded them to YouTube, and I was just doing that day in and day out to try to find a client. I didn't end up finding a client, but I did get in contact with someone that put me on to that job I was talking about earlier with the word of mouth. So cold calling may work, and I'd recommend having some sort of script like this. Hey, I just graduated college. I'm looking for some experience. Could you maybe give me some pointers? Again, you're approaching it with curiosity. You are genuinely interested in their business. The second approach is you could say, hey, my name is Trey. Dan from West Coast Insurance told me to give you a call in regards to copywriting. And a lot of the times it's going to pique their interest. They're going to say, what are you talking about? I don't know a Dan from West Coast Insurance. Then that's when you pitch them, or something maybe even different like, hey, I'll be honest, this is a cold call. Could you just give me 30 seconds and then I'll jump into what I want to tell you. Something like that will get you far. It'll get past the gatekeeper, and potentially after enough cold calls, it will get you to that boss or that business owner, and then you can pitch them in an email, in a Loom video, or meet them in person, which could definitely happen. So cold calling is great, but what's also great, and what I recommend anyone to at least check out, is to speak to other copywriters. Send them an email, send them a DM, send them a video kind of just talking about yourself, saying you're a beginner, and just get some ideas from them. Because the honest truth is, a lot of these content creators, all of these gurus online that have some sort of YouTube channel or some sort of content channel or content avenue, a lot of them have extra clients, or they have extra work they're not able to do probably because of their time. And so if you reach out to them and hop on a call with them, a lot of the times these guys are super, super generous and will just hand you a client, or you can then work for them for free, get a case study, and then kind of move on to an actual paid client. I wish I did that system or that method way, way earlier, speaking, networking to others. And again, it follows the same thing with network. So this now is kind of the bread and butter. I think a lot of people will want the cold DM kind of outreach system method to getting clients. I see them all the time. This is my actual Instagram DMs. I probably get close to 50 to 100 DMs every single day. I get pitched every single day in my DMs. So here is a quick course, a quick breakdown on what a good profile looks like and what a good outreach system could look like if you're going to do cold DM. So first things first, I'm just going to ask you a question. Out of all of these profiles, out of all of these, which one would you personally click on? Which one is piquing your interest? So with that question in mind, my answer would probably be here. I'd probably say someone like Ermi, Sharian, Boric, and Jonathan were the main people that caught my eye. So ask yourself, why did they catch your eye? In my own words, I feel that a blue background really catches my attention, but on the other side, a blue check mark also catches my attention. I also just think the Boric and Jonathan's profile pictures just look good. They look appealing. They look like real people. So I'd probably click on them. Something I for sure would never click on is something like startup business money. If you're interested, I can already tell they're going to pitch me. I already know that they're a startup business trying to make some money. I'm not super interested in something like that. So again, be sure you have a good profile picture. I really like this one from Ermi. This is not a great one. Here's my profile picture. Again, it's a headshot. This is not a great profile picture. And again, having a verified check mark with a good profile picture, a professional profile picture, will make a huge difference. And it's going to make you stand out. For example, if we just copy this and put this right here, there's a good chance it would probably look good. I don't know, but like that looks pretty appealing to me. Like it looks professional. And so that's just the main goal with this whole thing. You just want it to look as professional as possible and grab their attention. If I saw that in my DMs, there's a good chance I'd probably click on it. So with that in mind, here is the outreach method, the outreach sequence I'd recommend at least trying. But definitely what not to try is something like this. Hey Trey, I hope you're having a good, doesn't even finish it. Would it be okay if I asked you a question related to your content? This is a clear pitch. I know what's going to happen. There are ways to get around this. If it was someone from Sharian with the blue check mark, maybe I'd open it. But because of the profile picture, because they didn't even finish this comment, and I can already tell it's a business pitching me, I'm not interested. I'm not going to respond. Here's another business that pitched me. As you can see, it's just a ton of words. It's a ton of just kind of talking about themselves. I'm not interested in that. That's not even gonna get a response from me. So moving on to what has actually worked, what has gotten me to respond. I think that's probably the most important part, is what is making me respond. And so breaking this down, this is Cole. So Cole, you may be watching this video. I think you have done an amazing job. You've stayed top of mind with me. So for those of you that are just seeing this for the first time, to break it down, he say, hey, saw one of your videos pop up, keep dropping the bangers, love your tips and improving myself. Just thought I'd drop this here, absolutely crushing. That's gonna get a response from me. And then after that, then you can kind of start to get to know me. You can start to kind of pitch me, find my pain points. Again, the whole purpose of this whole thing is to find, what am I struggling with? If Cole pitched me, I'd be much more inclined to work with him because one, he's got a good profile picture. I know he's genuine, and he's then again gonna probably assist me. So if he came in with something like an offer where it's like, hey, Trey, I love what you're doing. I wanted to ask you, what are you struggling with now? Is there anything you're kind of restricted time-wise? Is there anything you're struggling with? Would love to kind of pick your brain. I'm just starting out, need some advice. And then I'd give him an answer. He's like, well, look, what if I work for you on a pay after results basis? Meaning if I don't deliver you results, you don't pay me. Something like that to get your first client is money. It's gonna work every single time. And not enough people do it. They are just pitching nonsense that I'm just not gonna read. Social media is a networking platform. You're supposed to meet people, talk with people, and again, network. Cole is doing that exactly, and this is just a great example I'd recommend anyone to do. It's just, again, be genuine, and if you can't help them, don't help them, right? Super simple. Here's another great example of how to outreach. So he wrote some X posts for me, which is awesome. And he ended up also, after I responded, I said, love this, bro, taking a look. This is how to do outreach, my brother. He said, glad you liked it. I'd procrastinate often, wouldn't do outreach, and I get pissed off when I see someone who's not good enough still be able to land clients. Let me know if you use them, I'll do more for you. He sent over, without me even responding, he sent over more. I said, this is the only way to do outreach, brother. Really appreciate it. I'm going to keep you in mind, my man. This guy is top of my mind. So again, he is providing me value. Him and Cole are like top of mind. I see their profile picture all the time in my comments on YouTube. I see him on Instagram. I know they're just dropping some value. I know they're genuinely interested, trying to get better. I'm much more inclined to help them out. Next up is Javon, and he was a school winner. And so I'm not going to leak his entire email sequence or his cold DM outreach sequence, but essentially he's asking for permission to start. Hey, this might not even suit you, but can I ask you a quick question? I noticed he had a school hat on, so he had a good profile picture. He's also related to school. He's verified, and he has over 2,000 followers. So I clicked on his profile, and I said, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing. So already he's got leverage on me. He's got some authority. And so I'm much more inclined to reach out to him. Even if you don't have a school hat, even if you maybe don't have results, post some content on your page, have a good profile picture, a verified check mark with some followers, and start outreaching. So I said a little while back, I won the school games, and he's essentially just being interested. Would you be interested in hearing how I could help you scale your business? I said, shoot. He's asking for my permission. Again, he's not just sending junk. I didn't ask for this message. Instead, you want to say, do you even want to learn how to scale your business? I'm interested. I say, yeah. He said, awesome, bro. So what is it that you specifically help people in this space do? And I help people, of course, help with copywriting, social media management. Then he's asking, how's the journey been? And so again, to summarize all these messages, the ones that have worked, they are just being genuine people. And that's my biggest piece of advice for anyone watching this video. Be as genuine as possible within your outreach messages. Even sending a video, I haven't seen this done yet, but sending a video, recording yourself, just speaking to someone, hey, like instead of the text, right, that Cole sent, send a video, because there is a much higher chance that I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna respond, and I'm gonna see your face. I'm gonna feel much more comfortable reaching back out to you because I know you're a real person. So those are just a couple of tips I'd really recommend. Again, there are links in the description. If I were you, I would check out my Twitter and school, steal everything that I post on there. I post daily value. Steal the information. You don't have to follow. Take it for yourself and run, because I don't just create it just for fun. It is absolute value. And so with that said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to say it one more time. Use those links in the description, because they will absolutely benefit you, and they will get you closer to signing that first, 5th, 10th, 20th client as a copywriter or social media manager, whatever you may be. So I hope this video helped. Again, notifications, subscribe, leave a comment so that I know what you guys want to see. I love reading the comments. With that said, again, thank you for watching. See you soon.